time to be a hero. Welcome to this week's edition of the Comic Hero Show. I'm your host, Victor Nunley, and I am the Comic Hero. If you're wondering why I'm sounding a little somber right now, it's only because when I got here to Clint's Comics, somebody stole my camcorder. Now, back before I started doing all my episodes on my camcorder, I always did it right here on my phone, which I'm doing right now. And I just want to say to anyone who is at Clint's Comics around in the 1 o'clock hour, around the time that I got here, if you saw who stole my camera, or if you stole it yourself, please give it back to me. Right now, as we speak, Clint is making a few phone calls. He's just about as unhappy about it as I am. And listen, folks, you can't steal. You can't. I mean, you think stealing is going to make you a better person? You know, stealing is wrong, and it's sad that somebody has to steal in order to think that they can live a better life. Again, I'm very sorry about this, folks. I paid my hard-earned money for that camcorder. I don't know what happened to it. I don't know who stole it, but I just hope that something good can come out of this. This is going to be a somewhat abbreviated episode of the Comic Hero Show. I'm going to do the comically speaking. I'm going to do the comically speaking segment. I'm going to do DC versus Marvel, then the Comicology 101 segment. You know what? I'm just going to do the whole show because I have nothing to gain from just refusing to do the show only because my camcorder got stolen. So I gotta ask, any questions?
Questions I walk around in. Questions I didn't reply in. Questions I will.
Okay, his first question comes from, by the way, I have 5 questions. I don't think, out of all the episodes that I have done, this is, by the way, this is episode 70, and continuing my theme for the entire summer is my salute to higher education in Louisiana. And this week I'm saluting Northwestern State University in Natchitoches, Louisiana. So if you're watching this and you went to Northwestern State University, welcome, demons. Okay, 5 questions for this week. The first one comes from Kiefer Price from Swartz. He asks, a lot of manga is sold individually, then released as a volume containing 3 to 4 chapters. Do American comics do this? If not, why not? Well, Kiefer, Marvel tried doing that little over a decade ago. I think it was 2001 or 2002 when they started doing that, and it wasn't really. I don't think a lot of fans didn't really like that. But then DC did it, I think, 2 or 3 years ago, and it was a hit. Now, I think what DC did better was that they featured most of their female characters, whereas Marvel tried to feature just about all their regular mainstays. Now, I think it would be great if DC. Now, really, I'm really not wanting it. I never could get into manga. I tried, but I just couldn't. But other than that, other than what DC and Marvel have tried to do, giving their comics the manga treatment, I don't think a lot of. I know a lot of other publishers like IDW, Dark Horse, or Dynamite Comics do that. So, yeah. Okay, his next question comes from Amanda Womack from Monroe. She asks, what are your likes and dislikes about DC and Marvel? Where do I begin? I'm going to start off with DC. My likes, the writers and artists that are on their books. I mean, they have some incredible writers and artists, folks. And sorry about that, folks. So, along with the camcorder, my tripod was also stolen. So, like I said, I'm trying to make do with what I have. My phone just vibrated. I think I got a text message. But anyway, with DC, like I said, the writers and the artists, they have some amazing writers and artists on their books. And for the most part, they come up with some very great story arcs in spite of the direction that a lot of them are taking. Now, with my dislikes with DC, they come out with some, with the exception of Crisis of Infinite Earths, they have come out with some very bad miniseries. And I don't know. And then I'm still a little upset about whoever decided to give the new character design for Wonder Woman, because that's not Wonder Woman. That looks more like, she looks more like a cross between Big Barda and Xena Warrior Princess. Now with Marvel, same thing with Marvel, writers and artists, great writers, great artists, and the fact that you know, one of the things that they always prided themselves on was listening to their fans. Now my dislikes with Marvel is the direction they're going with this all new, all different Marvel. I mean, the good news about it is they brought back Wolverine. They brought Wolverine back from the dead. But at the same time, he's an old man. I mean, he's like in his 70s. He's like in his 60s or 70s now. And then the new Wolverine happens to be X-23. Well, not that there's anything wrong with that. I mean, X-23 is a great character. By the way, for those of you who don't know who X-23 is, she was created for the show X-Men Evolution a little more than 10 years, when it was on a little more than 10 years ago. And Marvel liked her so much to the point where they decided to introduce her in some of the books. And she, like I say, she was a mainstay with the books, and now she gets to become Wolverine, the guy she was cloned from. What I do, and then on top of that, and I have shown my disgust for this. They broke up the Fantastic Four, and the reason they did it was because they did it because of what they didn't like what 20th Century Fox was doing with the movie, rebooting the movie. I'm sorry, but to break up the first family of superheroes who have been around since like the dawn of the Marvel Universe, I'm sorry, that's over something as petty as that. That, to me, that's just complete bush league. Okay, next question comes from Courtney Emerson from Arlington, Texas. He asks, if Captain America and Cyclops fought to the death in Avengers vs. X-Men instead of a draw, what do you think would have won? Woo! That's a very, very good question. Because you're talking about Captain America who has a shield made of vibranium against Cyclops who manipulates optic force blast. By the way, folks, his force blasts are not heat. There is no heat in his optic force blast. Just a concussive force.
I'm sorry, y'all.
Now, Captain America, he's the kind of person. Even though he is a soldier, he is U.S. Army. I don't think he would kill. Especially, he wouldn't dare kill a mutant, because it's bad enough that in the pages of Marvel, humans hate mutants as it is. And then there's Cyclops. He used to be the ultimate Boy Scout, but now he used to be Professor X's boy. Now he is about 10 times worse than Magneto. And I don't know, but if I had to answer that question in terms of a moral standpoint, I would probably have to say Cyclops. I guess. Okay, next question comes from Walt Stevens from Homer. He asks, when Bruce Banner grows green, how does he keep his pants? I don't know. I guess Mr. Fantastic makes them some kind of a pair of jeans that are made of stable molecules, or makes them some pants that that can stretch to a certain limit. That's something I've always wondered. And there was one thing that kind of got me. Is an incredible cartoon from 1982. Every time the Hulk reverts back to Bruce Banner, he has all of his clothes on. I really can't, for the life of me, understand that. But that's probably my guess. Super elastic pants. All right. This last question comes from Pat Washington from Hampton, Georgia. Finally, a family member asked me a question on the show. If that's not awesome, I don't know what is. But anyway, he asked, what's your opinion on the new Ant-Man movie? I think it's going to be a great movie. I think it's going to exceed everybody's expectations. One thing that, the kind of person I am, that just because it's not, Ant-Man isn't a character who's up there with Captain America, Iron Man, Thor, Spider-Man, the X-Men, or anyone like that, folks have a tendency on writing this movie. Whenever somebody comes out with a movie, it seems like folks have a tendency of writing that character off. I don't think this is going to be the case. I saw different trailers to that movie, and I think it's going to deliver it. And I can't wait for July 17th to get here, because I'm definitely going to go see it. All right, that's it for any questions. Oh, by the way, if you have any questions that you want to submit to the show, there's the contact info down there. All right. Now I'm going to go ahead and continue the Comicology 101 segment on Ant-Man. And this week I'm going to be discussing the first Ant-Man, Dr. Hank Pym. So, ladies and gentlemen, class is now in session. Welcome to Comicology 101. Today, continuing the Ant-Man series, I'll be discussing the first Ant-Man, Dr. Hank Pym. Biophysicist and Security Operations Center expert Dr. Henry Hank Pym decided to become a superhero after discovering a chemical substance that would allow the user to alter his size. He would go on to call the chemical substance
Pym particles. Armed with a helmet that could control ants, Pym would shrink down to the size of an insect to become the mystery-solving Ant-Man. He soon shared his discovery with his girlfriend Janet Van Dyne, who became his crime-fighting partner, the Wasp. The duo would become founding members of the Avengers, fighting recurring enemies such as the mad scientist Egghead, the mutant Whirlwind, and Pym's own robotic creation, Ultron. While Pym is the original Ant-Man, he has adopted other aliases over the years, including Giant Man, Goliath, Yellow Jacket, and the Wasp after Janet's presumed death in Secret Invasion. Leaving his original persona vacant, his successors have taken up the Ant-Man while Pym explored other identities. That's it for today. Next week, I'll talk about the second Ant-Man, Scott Lang. Class dismissed.
Okay. Just made a new fan, by the way. I hope you enjoyed the Comicology 101 segment. Next week I'll be talking about Scott Lang, the second Ant-Man. Now up next, one of my other good friends and fans of the show, Jake Young. He requested the most DC versus Marvel fight I mean, this is probably the most unusual one I've ever done. He has asked for Supermanium versus Vibranium to duke it out in a segment I like to call
DC versus Marvel.
Hulk smash!
Welcome to DC vs. Marvel. Today, it's Supermanium versus Vibranium. Supermanium is the hardest metal known in the universe and is practically as indestructible as Superman himself. The only known Supermanium around is Superman's key that unlocks the Fortress of Solitude. Vibranium is a rare, naturally occurring meteoric ore that is theorized to be of extraterrestrial origin. It is most abundant in Wakanda and is very durable. It can also be used to make objects out of, such as Captain America's shield. Who will win? Let's say Superman threw his key made of Supermanium at Captain America. Captain America obviously shielded himself. The shield would go undented and absorb the full force of both the throw and the Supermanium. The Supermanium ends up cracked. Vibranium wins. And that concludes this DC versus Marvel fight.
Okay, well, I hope you all enjoyed the DC versus Marvel fight. I have another one next week for sure that Jay Morgan, another fan of the show, has requested. I'm not going to tell you what it is now, but you'll just have to wait till next week's episode. Okay, up next is Comically Speaking. So without further ado, let's talk comics! All right, folks. I didn't do a special report on this, but a few weeks ago, I ended up finally getting a hold of Captain Marvel number 14. I ended up buying it online from mycomicshop.com, which is the online store to Lone Star Comics in Arlington, Texas. And oh, by the way, with that book, that brings the total number of comics that I bought since December of 1997 to 6,864. And with that in mind, I finally finished reading the Black Vortex story arc, and it was very good. Of course, the Black Vortex is this celestial mirror that anyone who looks at it and steps forward and steps into it becomes even more powerful than they were before. And some of the characters that have done so were Angel, Gamora, Iceman, and Cyclops. Now keep in mind, this is the Iceman and Cyclops from the new X-Men book. This isn't the present day Iceman and Cyclops. At the end of it, they found out that they couldn't actually destroy the Black Vortex. It couldn't be destroyed. So what they did was they pretty much played keep away from Star-Lord's father, Jason of Spartax, and there was only a few of them who wanted to be converted to their previous form, and that was Beast and Cyclops. Angel and Gamora didn't want to be. Gamora, she didn't want to be because she didn't want to. Well, because she felt like if she was already the most dangerous woman in the world. She felt like she was already okay. Before that, Gamora was considered not the most dangerous woman in the universe. But now that she stepped into that Black Vortex, she is now 10 times stronger than she was before, and she just wanted to stay that way. Now, Angel, on the other hand, he had a different reason for not wanting to be reverted back to his original form. Now, keep in mind, this is the Angel from the previous. I mean, from the past that comes to the present day Marvel. He decided that he wanted to. He had found out about what happens to him as he gets older. Of course, you all know he was captured by Apocalypse's 4 Horsemen of Death and had his wings cut off, and then he was made into the Horseman of Death. But then he started calling himself Archangel because he had these metal wings. And then there's some other stuff bad stuff that happens to him along the way. So after he finds out about this, he said, "Okay, I'm going to do whatever it takes not to let what happened to my older self happen to me." And stepping to the Black Vortex was a step in the right direction for him. And I have no problem with that. Oh, by the way, there was also a marriage proposal at the end of Black Vortex. And that's right, folks. Star-Lord proposed to Kitty Pryde, so now they're getting married. Now, I don't know, with this new Marvel that's coming up in the next few months, I don't know if that's still going to happen or not. But, hey, works for me. Oh, and something else happens speaking of the all-new X-Men. I just got finished reading that series. We found out that one of the 5 original X-Men is gay. And that character is Iceman.
Yep.
Now, I've said before in a comically speaking segment in the past few episodes, I have no problem with that, because to me, comics pretty much reflect pretty much a reflection or an amped up version of normal life. Only difference is we have superheroes, and then we have folks, and we have buildings being torn to pieces as if it was perfectly normal. So we want comics to be an amped up version of normal life, and there is an LGBT society out there, so I have no problem with it. Okay, that's it for comically speaking. Now then, let's get to the comics I bought this week.
Comic books I bought this week.
Okay, I'm not going to give a brief description of all the books that I'm buying. I'm just going to tell you what they are. I'm sorry, folks. I'm still, angry about my camcorder being winding up missing. I mean, no one should have to go through this, but it happens, and that's the sad thing, that there are people in this world who would rather steal than buy some. I mean, if they want something so badly, why don't just buy it like normal people do, instead of pulling some garbage like this. I don't mean to wish ill will upon anyone, but I'm a firm believer that what's done in the dark comes to the light sooner or later. But anyway, like I said, I'm just going to reveal what books I'm buying. I'm not going to I'm not going to tell you what. I'm not going to give a brief description of it. Okay, first up is Years of Future Past #2. By the way, this is a miniseries within the Secret Wars miniseries of Marvel. Up next is Extinction Agenda #2. Green Lantern #42. A-Force #2. Action Comics #42. Secret Wars #4. And finally, Detective Comics #42. I kind of lost track of count there. I tend to do that every once in a while. Bear with me, folks. Okay. That's 7 I bought, which brings the total number of comics that I bought since December of 1997 to 6,871. Hey, don't worry. Don't worry, I'm not going to hurt you, okay?
Okay, you can hurt you. Look at yourself up there. Look at yourself up there. Look.
All right, y'all. This is Renee's granddaughter, Lindiana. Hey, Lindiana, your grandmother wanted me to make a Comic Hero T-shirt for you. I tried to find a purple one, but I couldn't. As hard as I look, I just could not find a purple shirt. So what I did, I made this. I made this one for you. This is a patriotic Comic Hero tee. This is yours. This is yours. And
That's cool.
yeah, your grandma yes, your grandma has a shirt, and Clint has a shirt too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, Papa, come get in picture with you. Come here, baby.
so but anyway,
Good. I'm gonna say something.
but anyway, I hope you enjoyed this episode. I mean, this is I tell you, like I said, I'm still a little upset about my camera going missing
Look here.
because
Look there. Look there.
I don't know. It's not because I paid $100, and it's not because I used it in the previous 10 episodes. I only used it for 10 episodes, folks. That's how much I miss it. I'm sorry. I was smiling at Lindiana. But anyway.
You needed it? You gotta go back there now. You gotta bring it in.
But no, that's okay. But anyway,
Go look. I like it.
it's just mainly because I bought that camera mainly for the sole purpose of making upgrades in terms of how I do the show. And then the video quality of that camcorder was great, folks. And not only that, but I don't want other customers to come in here and look at me like I'm some crazy guy. And I'm trying to laugh it off because I have great parents, and my parents always taught me that even when someone does something bad to you, you can't be mad forever. And sometimes you have to smile through adversity. You have to smile through being done wrong or anything like that. Oh, and by the way, I want to take this time to mention that in the past we have a streak going with the show, and that streak is for the past 25 episodes we have had double-digit views. So I want to thank you, the fans. I'm going to go ahead and applaud y'all for that. And but I'm not really happy with double-digit views. I know folks who have other web series, that have views up to the thousands, maybe the billions. and I know that I'm not exactly at that point yet. You know, I mean, I've only been doing this show for a little less than 2 years, and you know, sometimes you have to, in order. One thing I learned about doing a web series is once you do it, you can't stop. There's only one reason to stop doing a web series, and that's if you are physically unable to, or you just flat out die. And again, the shirt I'm doing, this is, like I said, this is the Northwestern State University team, Comic Hero team. Next week, Tulane University. And I hate to tell y'all this, but okay, thank you. I hate to tell y'all this, folks, but I picked 13 schools, and not a lot of people like some of the schools that I've done, but at the same time, you know, I can't pick favorites. Oh, sorry, I was reading a letter that somebody had left me, or a note that somebody left me. But anyway, I just want, yeah. But anyway, like next week, like I said, next week I'm doing Tulane University. The week after that, Bossier Parish Community College. The week after that, Southeastern Louisiana University, and for episode 74. I'm sorry, I know I'm a student at the University of Louisiana Monroe. I'm a war hawk. But I'm sorry, folks. I hate to do this to y'all. Charge it to my head, not to my heart. If you do the former and not the latter, I'll have to tear you lip from lip. But episode 74, the college that I'm going to be covering that week, I'm sorry, is the University of Louisiana at Lafayette. I know you can call me all kinds of names. I don't care. I don't care. But you can't really take away from the fact that Louisiana Lafayette is actually a good school. We might not like it because that's ULM's rival and everything, and I get that. But I can't play favorites. But anyway, that's all the time I have. I'm Victor Dudley. I'm the Comic Hero. I'm about to pay for these books. I'll see you next week right back here at Clint's Comics. If you happen to know anything about about my camcorder, if you happen to see who stole it while I was here and you were here, or if you're the person who stole it, please bring it back to me. Do the right thing. Okay, I'll see you next week. Till then, be safe, be blessed, be a hero, fork 'em demons, and happy 4th of July, everyone. Thanks for watching.